Question 3, new and young entrepreneurs. This is from Paulino Brenner. New and young entrepreneurs building a website for their new business. Should they start with something simple and free, such as Wix, or get it right from the start with a WordPress site or something like that? Excellent question. I would say, here's the question in a nutshell. I'm starting a business, Craig. I want to build a website. I just want to get myself out there on the interwebs, on the internet. How do I go about doing that? And should I do it right out of the box with a advanced software or web-based software utility? Or should I just jump online and grab a free hosting service just to get myself out there? And the answer to that question is yes. The biggest problem with answering a question like that is it depends heavily on your type of business and what your goals are for this business. If you are a web-based business and you're planning on building an e-commerce website, then of course it doesn't make sense to start with a cheap free hosting, because you really should sit down and decide what tool you're going to use from the ground up to make this empire of yours work. WordPress isn't really that complicated. It's not as sophisticated as many web-based applications out there are. So if you are going to be building a shopping cart system, or you're going to be building a professional web presence that had expandability and portability, WordPress is a great choice. If you're just a salesman, or if you're just trying to run a brick and mortar store, and you need to have a place where people can go and read up information on your business, then using free hosting sites as starting out is a great way just to get yourself up there. But make sure you have in mind a way to migrate yourself into something a little more solidified, because you are going to want to make sure that you're relevant on search engine optimization. Because this is how people find you. This is how people find on the internet. They use Google search. And if you can't optimize your website for Google search, then you're very much going to be limiting yourself from potential clients and from a potential long-term benefit to your business for having an online web presence. Because here's the trick. When you buy a hosting service, or you get a hosting service through somebody else's domain, such as blogger.com or whatever, every single piece of content that you generate gives credit to Blogger rather than your domain. So if you want to build a long-term reliable domain presence on the internet, that includes going online and registering your own domain for your business and having a website on there with the relevant information for your business for longer periods of time. Remember, Google's smart about this. They're not going to let a website, for the most part, that just started out yesterday be treated the same as one that's been building a reputation for 10 years. So if you're trying to build a long-term reliable reputation with the search algorithm, part of that is having a long-term established domain. So I always recommend people at the very least go out there and make that happen, because it's a very significant part of the whole process of getting your business relevant and in a good search presence. And it's an excellent question, because I understand as an entrepreneur it's very time consuming and can be very frustrating to make these kinds of decisions. But if the website isn't an essential part of your revenue structure or your profit structure, then there really is no need to invest a whole lot of time and money into it right out of the box. But remember, down the line you should make it happen at some point in time. So don't abandon it entirely.